All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive.
Always. What are we getting into today?
Well, today we're looking at special needs real estate, specifically building a network in that niche.
Interesting. So not just the properties themselves, but like the whole support system around it.
Exactly. And, this is relevant whether you're an investor thinking of starting a business in this area or just want to understand how these networks function.
I can see that. It's definitely more complex than just, buying and selling property.
For sure. And speaking of which, big thanks to our sponsors for this episode, Flowers and Associates. They're doing some fantastic work in special needs housing, property rentals specifically.
Oh, yeah. I think we've had Robert Flowers on the show before, haven't we?
We have. He really knows his stuff. And actually, he has a new book out, From Setback to Comeback.
Kitschy title.
It is all about real estate, overcoming challenges, the whole 9 yards. You can find it on Amazon.
I'll have to check that out. Oh, and I wanted to mention Angela Kraft, too. She's part of the Flowers and Associates team as well.
Right. Graceful Journeys, her transportation business, specifically for seniors, I believe.
Yep. Helping seniors get around comfortably and safely. Just another example of the kind of specialized services that are crucial in this field.
Okay, so let's say someone's starting from scratch. They want to create housing solutions for people with special needs. How do they even begin to build that network?
Well, the source we're looking at breaks it down into a few key areas.
Okay, lay it on me.
First, you've got your industry professionals, realtors, obviously, to help find the right properties, then investors to provide the capital, and property managers to handle the day-to-day stuff.
Right, the nuts and bolts. But I imagine finding the right investors is key here. Not just anyone will do, I guess.
Exactly. You need people who are aligned with your mission, not just looking for a quick profit, but who really understand the social impact, who are passionate about creating a positive environment for the residents.
Makes sense. It's more than just a business venture. So beyond the real estate folks, who else do you need in your network?
Well, there's a whole world of service providers who are absolutely essential. Think nonprofits that specialize in disabilities, social workers to help residents navigate challenges, healthcare providers, and so on.
Wow, it's a whole ecosystem, really.
It is. And the source also mentioned local housing authorities, which might not be the first thing that comes to mind.
No, not immediately. What makes them so important?
Well, think about it. Grants, subsidies, zoning regulations, that stuff can get really complicated.
Definitely. Not something you want to tackle alone.
Exactly. Housing authorities can help you understand the system and maybe even access resources you wouldn't know about otherwise.
So knowing the right people, A&D, knowing the rules of the game.
Precisely. And speaking of knowing people, the source highlighted community leaders and advocates too. They can really champion your vision, connect you with potential residents, and help your project become part of the community fabric.
So it really is about building relationships, not just transactions.
100%. And that's where actively joining relevant groups comes in. Real estate investment clubs, online forums like Bigger Pockets, even disability advocacy groups.
Places where you can learn, connect, and share your own expertise too.
Exactly. And the source also brought up this interesting idea about content creation.
Oh, like what?
Well, sharing your knowledge through blog posts, videos, maybe even hosting workshops, that kind of thing. It positions you as an authority in the space.
Makes sense. And it attracts people to your network too.
Exactly. And it helps educate the wider community about special needs housing, kind of like what Robert Flowers is doing with his book, actually.
Right. He's not just building properties. He's sharing his knowledge and inspiring others to get involved.
Love that.
Now, beyond the digital world, you can't forget good old-fashioned face-to-face interaction. Conferences, community events, even volunteering at organizations that serve people with disabilities.
Absolutely. Building those real human connections is invaluable. Nothing beats it.
And it can't be a one-time thing either.
Right. Nope. The source was very clear about that. Consistent follow-up is key. Whether it's through a CRM system or just sending personalized messages to check in, you've got to nurture those relationships over time.
It's not just about collecting contacts. It's about building a community.
Exactly. A community of support and shared purpose.
Yeah.
That's what makes this niche so special. You're not just building a network, you're building something that genuinely makes a difference.
Powerful stuff. Really makes you think.
It does. And it makes me wonder, the source we looked at focused on the practical steps. But what about the ethical considerations? How do you ensure you're truly serving the needs of this community, not just, doing business?
Ooh, good question. Something for everyone to ponder.
Lots to think about.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us. We'll see you next time.